Hello everyone, and welcome back to Allthemodium 7. We have made phenomenal progress getting to this star, and I'll be honest, I think all of the hard work is done. All of the complicated thinking, all of the complex stuff we have to put together, I think we're past that. I think it's just smooth brain from here. I think it's just more of what we've already got. That's my current understanding. Now, with that being said, I'm going to hit you with a bit of a predicament right at the start of this episode. In the past, I think 2 episodes now, we've been trying to order the antimatter that we need. And it lets us order it, and it starts making it. But then we come back later, and and somewhere along the line, we don't have antimatter, and the recipe's not working anymore. I've got this entire area chunk loaded. I'm thinking it's possible it's just because of the way that these mechanism multi-blocks work, where they split apart. They like to do that. I'm not sure if that's when I'm leaving and entering a dimension or just in general, but there are some issues I've had with them in the past, especially relating to like pipe outputs and whatnot. So I think that might have the issue because like right now, we ordered an antimatter, and look at this. What are we looking at right here? A whole lot of nothing. This means nothing to me. What is it? You're not doing anything. It's just not doing anything. And I don't know why. What's meant to be happening is this little guy down here is meant to be full of radioactive waste honeycombs, which, in case you're wondering, maybe it's an issue with the systems. It has in here. It stores them right in there. It has access to them. The device is online. There's enough channels going into this guy. I don't think that's an issue. I believe he's got enough room to like do everything, everything he needs. But for whatever reason, he forgets. Like, look, at the moment, nothing happening. If I cancel this and I just instead order it, and what I might do, maybe I'll just order the antimatter raw. You know what I mean? And just stockpile this, and then we'll I don't know. We'll see what else we're doing. So I think I need what 747. I think. Oh, but it needs to be 0 points, so we don't make an insane amount. And this should make us at least 1 bucket worth. And we'll click start, and as you can see, it already started, it already processed some, and now when we look here, it's doing something. You know what I mean? Like things are happening. I'm mind boggled as to why it's not working. It must be some sort of chunk loading issue. So we're faced with a predicament where, do I sit here? Like, do I genuinely sit here and just like try to get this guy running? I'm thinking as well, what I could do potentially is speed this guy up, right? We have a few options, one of which is setting up a flux point to provide power, because this guy obviously, he's not limited by the, I guess, limit, by the limit of normal stuff. So we can go ahead and disconnect that, open this guy up, go to my network selection, select this guy, disable the limit. See, but he already looks like he's limited. I think they're limited by sides. Like if I take this off, he's still getting power, but he's only getting 8. Is that just what he's using? Okay, that's just what he's using. Fair enough. So in theory, if I 2 times this, we should go up to, 2 times. And then we go to 4 times. Yeah. Okay, so it's working. The main issue now would potentially be the inputs to outputs. Looks like we're on top of that. That's honestly incredible. I do want to keep an eye on it because we don't want to overkill. Okay, no, we're a good way away from overkilling it. So let's go now to, 16 times? Plenty of power. This guy's fully powered. He's running. All of the liquid's getting taken away. That's not an issue. Let's go to 32 times. See, now we can't really keep up. So somewhere in between 16 times and 32 times does seem to be the play. Outside of that, if I 2 times this, does that do anything? I didn't think so. What if, now hear me out, what if I 2 times the controller? What if I do that? Do we see a shift? Not really. I think 2 times would be able to keep up. It clearly is not. But regardless, we're doing pretty good. So yeah. Yeah. So 16 times or 32 times is a little bit of a sweet spot there. And that obviously helps mow through this stuff, which is pretty good. Alternatively, we just like manually pipe stuff around. I don't know. All I know is that we're doing pretty good, okay? A lot of this is just waiting game. But a lot of it is long-term waiting game that I want to speed up. This guy we can probably like what? AFK in here for like an hour. And would be good. If anything, I set up more machines. We can do that. Just not right now. Oh, you know what? Maybe right now. I'll be honest, maybe right now, because I do think this is currently a very important thing to do. Another thing I might add is these 2 machines here. I don't know why this guy's... he's sparkling like he's doing something, but he's just simply not. I'm thinking what we do is I'm going to rip up these guys as well. So I'm going to pick up both of these. And I'm going to make 2 more of the, whatchamacallits. 2 more of these chemical oxidizers there. So I guess it's the same machine, but we'll just hook it up a little bit differently. So, what are you? You're the same thing, right? You're sulfur. You're sulfur. Oh, what's... Huh. Are you meant to be getting that? I'm not sure if you are. I mean, I can see that you... Huh. This might be where the issue's coming into play. Why is this happening? Oh, is the pattern provider providing this into him? I guess he might be. I didn't really consider that as a possibility. But yeah, it's possible. Very strange. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really sure. Do we have that technology? Do we have the ability to block a side? Very strange. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We'll pick this guy up anyway, just because we kind of want to. We will be placing chemical oxidizers here, but we will do a little bit of a shift around with how everything works. So we'll place that there. That's fine. These 2 are going to be picked up. Everything's still working, yeah, roughly. We'll get some pattern providers. So that's these guys up here. Formation cores and stuff. What we should do, I know, listen, it's late into the series to be doing this, but we really should have these auto-crafted. You know what I mean? Like, we're using them quite often that it's a bit silly to have to manually craft them each time. Do we have one that does like 4? I don't necessarily want like I guess we'll do 8, sure. 8 pattern providers coming right up. That'll be good. We'll go back here. Thank you as well for all the supportive comments on the last video. Every so often there's a video that just has like a bunch of comments, and it's both wholesome and it's like a realization that, like, oh yeah, people are watching. People are watching, and they genuinely care, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've taken this time out of your day. It is probably horrific. With that being said, where are my pattern providers? Oh, you know what would help? The actual recipe. That's a key part of this entire operation here. Is the actual recipe for the pattern provider. We have everything else, we just don't have this bad boy. So we'll slap him up there. That's good. That should take care of things. We'll hop back in. Also, I went back and looked at an old video, and let me just say, I am so happy at where shaders are at the moment. Being able to just use shaders, it's beautiful. It's stunning. Listen, once we start on a new pack, you guys are going to be mind blown again, just at like how much performance we can pull out of the game. Like, I've lowered my render distance a decent amount just because of how hefty things have gotten. But man, you can get away with so much in the early stages of the game. Like, even this is pretty playable. To be honest, I think Discord has a bug at the moment that causes a lot of frame rate issues with games. Like, I play some Overwatch in my spare time, and if you just have the Discord app open, like I'm just sitting in my messages, just having just the application open, it lags horrible. Like halves your frame rate. I close just the app. Like, it's still running in the background. It's just the actual app isn't open on the screen. And all the frames come back up. So if you're having similar issues and you run Discord, you give that a try. I guess it doesn't hurt. But it was very strange. Very strange. I thought I'd, I don't know, mention that. So we're going to slap those there. We've obviously got a horrific inventory set up at the moment. We'll place these guys down. They don't need that much power when we're not, pumping them full of speed ups, which we might do. But I think these can actually provide enough power regardless. Like, I don't think this guy got too high in the power draw. The other thing we're going to need is obviously these patterns. This is actually pretty easy. I can actually just yoink this pattern out for now. Place it in here. Yeah, and then it like overwrites. So now if I just put a bunch of blank patterns in there. What's this guy? Fissile fuel pattern. We'll put him away. Oh god. Let's go pattern. Blank pattern. Let's craft. I don't know how many we need, but I guess we'll get 4. 4 never hurt nobody. Okay. I guess, yep, we'll grab them one at a time. Yep. Yeah, 4. I can count. So we'll chuck that there, chuck that there, chuck that there. He's already started. Listen, that's one thing I'll give AE2 is that there's no messing around. There we go. We're good. It's running. It's literally doing everything this guy. Yeah, we're good. Awesome. Okay, so, what does this mean for us? It means a number of things. For one, it means we can probably speed all these guys up. For 2, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, already we've got, what, 4 times the production. I am curious, though, speeding this guy up, can he actually keep up? It looks like he still can, which is a little bit surprising me. So if I put both of these at 4, they can both keep up. So we can have everything be at 4. See, then we start having some issues. And that's what confuses me. Why are we having issues? Can the system not handle this many things at once? Like what's the problem? Is it possibly the code processing units, do you think? Because that's where this recipe is being made, right? This should be done really fast. I think it might be. I'll be honest, I think that is the issue. Which is kind of fine, because I think we can order a bunch of these. Co-processing unit. You need engineering processes and crafting units. You know what? There's a simple solution to that as well, and that's just ordering the thing. Sorry, creating a recipe for it. That'll probably save us a lot of time. So, crafting unit, we've got all that. We apparently don't have Fluix cables. Auto crafter. I'm not sure where the underlying issue is here. I'm sure there's something we're missing, but yeah, we'll put the recipes in. Worst case, it doesn't work. How many do I want? We'll go 10. That's a nice number, I'm sure. The reason why I want to get this antimatter properly running and finished soon is it's a missing piece for a lot of the recipes we're doing. So if we can knock it out of the park, I think it will be really good. Another thing to... Oh, I just dropped my sword. Well, another thing is I've probably turned this magnet back on. But what I was going to say was this guy here. Yeah, we've got a lot of polonium and he's not running fast enough despite getting this much power. we have a lot to do. So in theory, right, this system down here, I think, isn't really working, right? I mean, it might work how it is. I'm not too sure. I think what we need to do, and listen, I'll be honest, I'm not too sure how this works. Somehow, we need the heat from this guy, which I think you do by putting in sodium, liquid sodium as a coolant. He will heat up the sodium instead of heating up water. That sodium will go into the boiler, into here, and it will come out as empty, and it will create phenomenal steam. That is my understanding. Yeah, that's my understanding. So, is this something we can do? I'll be honest, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. You know what though? I listen. I mean, we need more. Yeah, you know what? I'll check a few things before we jump onto that. We can increase our power a few different ways. One way is looking at the resources we have. Currently, this tritium and deuterium is obviously what we need to make our reactor run. Now, currently we're doing pretty good. We've got this guy running. He's been running non-stop for a while now, and he's full, and he's seemingly able to keep up. Awesome. Realistically, I do want more kept in my system. I don't think we made a request to here, but I probably do want one, if we can get away with getting one. What a requester will allow us to do, we need laser 82 for it, so it's probably not going to happen, but in theory, what it lets us do is keep it maintained, keep a certain amount of liquid in our system. I'm trying to think, like, is there an alternate way to do this? I guess I could export into 2 tanks, right? In theory, if we get 2 of these chemical tanks, and we get 2 export buses, so these guys here, then we can export into them and keep them filled. And that's something we can do. that should work, I believe. Obviously, we'll find out. And then that export bus will have... Oh, do we want an export or just a storage? I mean, I think we want... I think I know what we need to do. I think you use... yeah, I think we use both. And I'll show you how this works. So we'll order 2 storage buses as well. This is going to be a little bit demanding on our small system here. What side do I want to connect to? It's kind of tricky trying to keep this cabling small. We have plenty of channels on this side of the network, so we probably will just latch onto this somewhere. I'm just trying to think. Oh god, I'm breaking a lot of stuff I shouldn't be breaking. Oh god, yep. Okay, bear with me. So we're gonna have the dense cables there. I'll find my other way out, I guess. Alright, and then my idea is that we have a chemical tank here and a chemical tank here. In terms of the configs, I kind of, want to clear everything for the most part. Realistically, oh god, what is this like overlay setup that they have going on? That is horrific. Obviously, I think we're dealing with gases. I assume we're dealing with gases. I'm going to have it input from the right and output at the top. That's my plan. And I'll do that on both of these. So we'll have it input on the right, output at the top. Okay. And then my plan is to have export buses inputting into this guy, and then have storage buses on top. Now, I believe a cool thing about applied energistics, which you'll see, will solve a problem that I imagine a few of you are thinking of, which is... Oh no, wait, where is it? I think if I put a crafting card in, we find this. Bear with me. Please bear with me. There's a method to this madness that will be revealed in time. Oh god, we are missing so many things that we should not be missing. Boom, boom, boom. Like, what is... Crafting tables. I never want to have to manually craft a crafting table again. Like, what are we doing? Okay, crafting card. Chuck this in here, and we get this guy. So, at the moment, he's set to use stocked items or craft items while exporting. Well, since we have a storage bus on this guy, technically, its own inventory is stocked items. It might get confused. We can toggle this to say, hey, don't use stocked items, only craft items while exporting. So, he won't use anything stored, and he'll only export stuff. That is exactly what we want, and that is an awesome setting. That it solves so much issues in terms of like using redstone or anything. It's such a simple solution. Assuming it works, which I assume it works, but obviously you don't really know until you know, so we'll slap these guys down and hope that we have enough cabling. I think we do. Like if we look here, device online, that device is online, these two appear to be online. I believe we're good. Let me see if I can somehow get out of here without tearing anything else up. I think as well we have the facade. We can pretend that this makes the area look tidier. okay, so, I forgot to actually put the stuff in there. So, one of these guys is going to be tritium. Let's see if this works. Now, I think we're just using normal tritium. I think we are. Is that going to fill it up? Who knows? I'm hoping it will. Input on the right. I don't know if it's a gas or not. That's part of my problem. It is just normal tritium. It's not saying liquid, so I believe it's normal tritium. And that's the problem, is that you can decondentrate liquid into it, which means it is a gas, okay? I'm pretty sure we're working with a gas here. Okay, and so this guy, in theory, would then be the deuterium. So we put him there. And in theory, all of this will work. What I might do is put acceleration cards if we have some. We've got 2. I'll put 1 in each. See if that does anything. And oh! Deuterium. Beautiful. Okay. So some of it's working, to say the least. What we should see, or what we should be able to see, is this stuff be ordered. Currently, we don't see that. Currently, this pattern is broken. I'll cancel that. Maybe that'll clear up some confusion with what we've got going on. This biofuels, well, not a clue what it's doing. We'll cancel that too. And see, this guy, is it because we've just got a bunch of polonium and we're currently processing it? Is that like what we're seeing here? So much about this confuses me. Or is it because I accidentally turned like the system off and on, moving stuff around? I think that's more likely. I think all of these recipes are broken again. For whatever reason. Sure. Oh! What about... I think there was more deuterium being crafted. So we should get a bunch of this stored, like a crazy amount. The problem is I also want the tritium stored, but it's kind of not really doing it. You know what I mean? Like we don't have as much as we want. I don't really know, man. Okay, so yeah, deuterium's storing quite a bit. The tritium we're low on, and that's sort of a little bit of what I was worried about. I think we're sort of pushing the limits of our tritium production, just in general, right? Although it looks like we're I don't know. I can't really tell. In terms of tritium, I don't even really know where we're making it. It's in one of these, I'm pretty sure. This makes DT fuel, but we also just make the raw tritium somewhere, I believe. So, okay, wait. Tritium is lithium in a solar neutron activator. Right. Do you remember, are we doing that here? I don't think we are, because we need lithium for that. I think we're doing that in the overworld. Which would beg a few questions. Most of which, is this our full production? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and he's full of... What is happening? Okay, so all the tritium is currently in the ender tank. We can't actually craft tritium. It's purely just... Okay. This might be one of the situations where we just want to export the tritium in there. Mind blown, mind blown. Give me a second. We can solve this problem quite easily. Okay, I've confused myself a lot, as you can potentially see. Okay, listen. Everything's fine. What I need to do is I need to just run this pipe into that tank down here. We do not need an exporter on it, which means I can save a channel within our system. We're also going to set this side to be input, so we'll do this. I got to set this wrench to be on gases, and then shift right click, input. Beautiful. So what I want to do now is grab a gas pipe. We'll put a pipe upgrade in. Might as well. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Run this guy down here and set this guy to extract. And this guy should now fill up with tritium. How cool is that? So then we open this, chuck in a pipe upgrade, bada bing, bada boom. Now we have tritium coming in non-stop. We can actually like get a backlog of these gases stored, and we can keep an eye on them, I guess is the point. So let's do ascending. Let's do number of items so that these guys will sort of be next to each other for the most part, I imagine. And we can see what we're getting. We can watch something. We can say, okay, this looks like it's going up. They're going to reach, 70,000, for example, soon, it looks like. Yeah. And so then what we can do is slowly but surely, we can increase the production here, which will increase a number of things, one of which is the steam that goes in here. Currently, we're getting 10 mil. Let me show you what happens if I up this to an injection rate of 6. So it's going to use more stuff. And this guy should get more. So as you can see, the steam's going to go up as the heat goes up. So we'll check back later to see what that number is exactly. And what we can do as well is come back here and watch it again. Okay, 71 deuterium. We'll just keep an eye on it for a bit. If we see it go up, we're good. But as we can see, it looks like it's going down. No, it went up to 73. I think we're good. I think it's building it in chunks. Arguably, we want a lot of deuterium. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want it taking long. We want a massive backlog. We don't want to see this. Ideally, we want this guy full so that then we can see when it's not full, right? I can try more acceleration cards. I don't necessarily know if they're affecting anything here, just because of, I guess, how this is currently working. But we'll do it. We might as well. We've got nothing else to do. I mean, we have some other stuff to do, but I think you get the idea. So we'll chuck that guy in there. These don't stack, right? No. So deuterium's going in. Obviously, it needs to craft the stuff. It doesn't look any... I don't really know what the problem is. I feel like we need it in, like, the guy's getting crafted, where is it? Over here. Is the problem that we're only doing, like one bucket at a time? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna try something a bit sketchy. Or is it the heavy water? You know what? I think it's the heavy water. The second we get to 2 buckets worth, it empties it. We need more heavy water. That's what's happening here. And that's what's happening here. We're exporting heavy water. It's all getting exported. We need more. We need more heavy water. Okay. This might not be as simple as they make it sound. The other problem I have at the moment, and bear with me on this one, I don't know where we're making heavy water. I don't know where we set it up. Listen. I'm sure it's somewhere. Where did we set up heavy water? Oh God. It's at the base, right? It's like on the side of the base. Yes. Okay. I'm not. Listen. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So this guy's full of speed upgrades and stuff, and he's just not able to cut it at the moment. So we need more of them. I think we can manage. All right, we've got some upgrades. Filter upgrade in each of these. That'll allow them to get heavy water. At the moment, they've got boring water, but it's fine. We can work on it. Let's go external storage. We're probably gonna need a few of them. The fact that there is not a recipe for an external storage right now is blowing my mind to smithereens. I swear we are somehow more set up in... What was it? Was it to the sky? I swear we had much better auto crafting already set up over there than we do in here. At the state they're at. Like, mind-blowing. Like, what is actually happening? Oh God, there's a lot of work we have to do, just that we shouldn't. For example... Oh, what do we... Yeah, we've got... Maybe the recipe broke? I don't really know. What were we crafting before that I was annoyed about? But I wasn't near the crafting thing. Oh God, I don't remember. See, this is the problem. I need to do it when we see it, and I've I've already failed. I already forgot. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, anyway. External storage. Though, what? Why is there no... External storage. External storage. Quantity stretch. Descending normal. Am I losing it? I might be losing it. Did we not just place an external storage recipe? Yep, a recipe for the refined storage, external storage. Huh. I don't know what to do here. Normal. This one. I feel like I'm losing it. Am I losing it? I shouldn't be. Huh. Yeah, hold on. My brain's trying to catch up. What's going on here? External storage. The recipe's in. I believe this craft is online, because if we search monitor, these are here, as well as their recipe. Recipe for the advanced monitor, also known as in there. Same with if we search the deuterium stuff we set up last episode. The recipe to craft that is there. There it is. So the crafter itself is connected. The external storage pattern is in there. The only thing I'm thinking of is if there's another external storage pattern somewhere else that's bugging out. That's the only other thing I can think of, and they're sort of like conflicting with each other. I'll take out some of these invalid patterns as well. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I don't think we have an external storage crafting recipe anywhere else. I had to look through, assuming it's none of these patterns I have on me. And yet we're still in the exact same boat. Wow. I'm so confused. What if I place an external storage in there and then shift click? It's like the recipe it just doesn't exist. What did I put in? I put an export bus in. Wait. What? Wait. Export bus, yeah. Wait. No. Export. What did I... What? Was it like that the whole... I feel like the game's gaslighting me. I swear. Am I crazy? Listen, guys. I've got no defense. I've got no defense. I don't feel tired. I don't feel like an idiot, but apparently I'm an idiot. Oh god, that's so embarrassing. Oh, you guys. Oh my god. Oh, you guys are probably bullying me in the comments as we speak. Well deserved. Anyhow. Now listen, would it be crazy if I told you that I don't remember what we needed them for? Oh yeah, I know. It was for the pumps down here. Listen, everything's fine. Remain perfectly calm. So we're gonna slap these guys on the tops. Oh, there we go, like that, and of course like that. We'll connect them with a cable. That should be perfectly fine. We've got the power connected. The current issue they have is that they have water in them. That's obviously a bit of a problem. We're going to set these guys to be extract only, and they're going to be in fluid mode. And we're going to obviously do that for all of those. Extract only and fluid mode. This stops it from like trying to store fluids in here. I don't think it can, but it just stops that from even being a problem. We're going to get the gauge dropper. I'm going to shift right click to empty it. We're going to open this guy up. Click on the water on the side to fill it up, and then just dump it into the world just like that to empty it out. And by doing that, it, in theory, allows it to collect heavy water. As you saw there, it collected a little bit. So, we should have 4 times the production. What we do need, though, is upgrades, which, to be honest, we need a lot of all of these. 11. I need to give this guy, what, 5 more to make it the right amount? Because it annoys me that every time I take these out, there's like an odd amount of stuff for the... I think it was for the... was it for the... Yeah, for the speed upgrades. Because I have it store like 8 or 16 of them at a time. And because obviously there's that many in a stack. But every time I go below that amount, it's like crafts an odd amount. It was very weird. But now I think we're good. Now we have the perfect amount. So these guys have sped up. So they're actually, generating a decent amount now. That stuff's all getting taken out as needed. We've got more speed upgrades coming. The machine's a little bit slow. Not worth upgrading at the moment. The reason it's slow at the moment is because we have it doing 1 recipe at a time. So what I would have to do in theory, which I guess we should... I can't be bothered. We should change those recipes to craft more at once. So instead of crafting 1 at a time, we should say, hey, craft like a stack at a time just to get them out of the way. So when we order 1, it'll craft a stack and that'll keep us covered. But regardless, everything appears to be working. This guy is... Oh, this guy's not powered. We forgot one little power hit. See, it's always good to double check because I was pretty confident we did everything, but clearly we did not. So now this guy's good. We can obviously see the fluid coming in. Heavy water. Heavy water. I didn't actually check this guy. Heavy water. Yep. Okay, wonderful. So, if we now go back, our production of the tritium should be high enough that we can actually see, I guess, yeah, was it the deuterium actually? Yeah. Yeah, so now we should be getting a lot more water to the point where we see this number going up a lot. And we're already at 150, right? 156. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it further. We can check in on this guy. He's currently at 12 million. In terms of what that does to the power generation, I believe it's pretty substantial. Yeah, we're at 2 million. I swear we were at 1 before, so really good stuff. What should we look at next? We're at 2.8. I'm going to bump this guy up once again. So we're going to go fuel. I'm going to put him to 8. So he's now using, I believe, 8 millibuckets a tick. That's my understanding. This guy will start going up. As he goes up, obviously he's producing more power, which is, as seen right here, crazy. We'll check on it and once it stabilizes. In the meantime, we'll double check here. 174,000 deuterium. 176. You just want to watch a few cycles. 178. That looks pretty good to me. We're definitely making more than we're currently burning at the moment, which is awesome. In terms of tritium, once again, numbers going up. That's the main thing. That's what we like to see. So we can push it further, and I probably will. Because all that means is good things. Yeah, it makes so much. It makes so much. Someone had a genius solution, by the way, because we were having issues with the steam getting output. Now, currently, we're not having that issue. This steam is literally how much it's moving at once. So this structure is generating that much at once, and it's all moving. The genius idea was just entangling the port over there. I mean, that's literally perfect. I believe that's perfect. So we might do that just because why not? You know what I mean? Just a little bit of icing on the cake, just in case this guy does mess up. So we can come over here. We can place this this guy right here and entangle him. We'll probably disconnect this just because that probably makes it a little bit easier. But that should be working. That should be sending it over perfectly at a 1-to-1 ratio. Like instantaneously, everything should be moving. So what we're seeing at the moment is mainly just the heat rising. Like it's still rising as it's obviously now burning at a higher rate. And so that's why obviously the steam's slowly going up to a higher rate as well. And obviously we can see in here, it seems to be going up roughly about 1 million each time I put it up. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll tell you what, we'll bump this guy up again. We do want to go slow just because we don't want to push it too far. We just want to push it far enough because this guy, we want to make sure he's able to receive it fast enough. We also want to double check every single time. It's going to be a little bit tedious. I might do this off camera for a bit to try and find the sweet spot. But as you can see, this is moving about 10 millibuckets every tick. It looks like, I don't know, it's moving a lot. But the overall numbers going up. We're still in the 200s, right? That's the main thing, I guess. These numbers do appear to be on the rise. Awesome. I'll be back. I'll be back. Now, another thing we do have to be worried about is, although we can change the number to burn a lot more fuel at the moment, and it might look like it's sustainable, we need to remember that a lot of these fuels that we're making rely on external sources. So, for example, the tritium is relying on a bunch of lithium. Now, if we have a bunch backpiled, back stored up, then this is going to be fine. It can keep generating, and it's going to look like we're keeping up. But once that backlog's run out and we burn through it, we might see that we're actually losing. So it is nice to let them sit for a while, or even just double check through the, I guess, chain of command, right? So for example, if we just go back to, I guess, to our machines, and we check on the big towers over here, and see if they're keeping up, or if they're draining, or what's going on. So this guy currently, I mean, he's empty of everything, which is a little bit concerning. This pipe, as you can see, it is actually going down. We are, I believe, not making enough. That's my current understanding of what we're seeing here. 368, 367, 366. So yeah, I think we will actually burn through it, which is a problem. Now, we might still be making enough somehow, because I believe we're also storing a bunch, right? So it's going to be making it regardless. So that might not actually be the issue that we're witnessing. But regardless, it is nice to just have a guaranteed backlog. So if anything, what we might do here is bump this number up again. So currently we are using 1,000 RF per tick. We're now making millions. Do 10,000. Do 10,000 and produce that brine. Like, why not? Why not? Genuinely, why not? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? This guy in here, I mean, he's still keeping up, I guess. But yeah, I might actually, like, genuinely, we can have this guy do 100,000. Like, that's just not an issue. We make that much power. It's simply not an issue. The only problem would be if this guy can't output it, and he can do 2 million RF per tick, so that shouldn't be a problem. The only problem would be there, but that looks fine. Everything else here, the water number's good. It's just going to keep heating up, and then as it heats up, this guy will move more and more and more. This guy is still not filling up. He's still only got 420, like, per tick, it looks like. Which is very strange. Like, I'm not too sure. Yeah, 420 per tick. That's just the limit? What does that mean? Why is that the limit? Why is that our limit? What's going on here? Does anyone... What's the math there? Why is that the limit? Huh? I'm not too sure. I'll tell you what we can do. We can just make it taller. I think that's good. So 420 millibuckets is what it's currently doing. We can bump this guy up like so. He rebuilds himself, obviously. And now we can do 480. Whoa, 480 millibuckets. Oh my god. 480. So, I mean, that's I guess, good. Is that able to keep up? I kind of doubt it, yeah. So what we might do is we'll go ahead and craft a stack of this stuff because we simply can. And we'll make these guys a little bit bigger. I think that's a pretty good plan. I don't know the full size, so I won't go to the full size, maybe. But we'll go up a substantial amount to hopefully just catch up maybe a little bit. So this guy should build himself. We're now doing 660 per tick. I mean, that's pretty good. We definitely do not need that much power going in, but I'm kind of just like flexing my power at the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah, we don't need it, but it'd be cool to have. So yeah, look in the top left now. These pipes, I think, are filling up. Yeah, 400. We're at 400. Now we're going to be at 500. Yeah, we're good. We're back in a surplus. We've got more lithium than we are currently using. Awesome. Obviously, it'd be nice to go a little bit more, so I might actually do that. Let's go ahead and craft another stack just so that we're on top of things. The reason, of course, is if we want to push the production even higher, it's nice just to know that we're covered, right? All right, so this guy should be built, and he's going to go from 660 to 960, which is good. The water's able to keep up. The pipe's able to keep up, it looks like. Over here, this guy looks to be keeping up. The lithium in here looks to be almost filling up because the pipe is doing pretty good. Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm happy. The only other thing is obviously the heavy water, but I think we're on top of that too. We're looking good. We're looking good. Yeah, this antimatter stuff, it is pretty crazy though, because we're currently pumping in 7.5 million RF per tick, and he doesn't fully care. You know what I mean? He just doesn't really care. You know what? I think we're actually using more tritium than we're currently making. This is at 20 millibucket, 20 millibuckets in the reactor. Yeah, we're not making enough tritium. Awesome. Now listen. I understand this is probably a little bit of a boring episode so far in terms of what we're doing. It might not be. I mean, I'm having fun, and usually, I mean, let's be honest. You guys are probably having fun too, because it is pretty fun. I do like this part of the game a little bit. Oh, we're full of lithium, so we're good. We're even backing up on some brine now. But that is a bit of a problem because it's hard to see when we're keeping up or not. But what we can probably get away with doing now is making another one of these guys. Clearly, you know, he's doing what he can. He could probably do it some more. Now, there's going to be a little bit of work that needs to be done here. Let's go solar neutron activator. Let's just get a second one for now because he's done us good so far. he's done us pretty good. We'll grab we've got gas pipes. We will grab a pipe upgrade though to just make sure that we're able to move this stuff. In fact, go on, let's get an ultimate. So we'll grab that guy there. Search solar. He should be on his way. There's going to be a lot of just manual crafting of this stuff, but it'll work. That's the main thing. So there's this guy. What we're going to do is obviously have to move things around a little bit. So these guys can go here. We'll have these pipes connect like so. We'll grab our this guy, disconnect this. Oh, actually, we want to attach like that. Chuck in your pipe upgrade. So these guys are full. They're making some tritium, or at least one of them was. What I could do is grab out this guy here. Shift right click on him, and then right click on him. And now he's working too. Wonderful. Beautiful configuration card. Saves me a little bit of manual labor, if you can even call it that. The next thing we can do if we really wanted to, which might not be the worst idea, is grab a Paxel. Yep. Replace that guy. And run these pipes underneath. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see if it does. And we're probably going to expand that way in the future, so I should probably have them over here. Let's have this guy go here, disconnect that, and place the ender tank on top. How's that look? Do we have tritium coming out? Not yet, but what we can probably do is actually tell it to send that stuff that way. So let's do output below, and on this guy, be like, hey, output below. There we go. So that stuff's flowing through. That stuff's flowing through. This guy's obviously emptying. Wonderful. Now, these don't get speed upgrades, which is a little bit unfortunate. So they're sort of just, you get what you're given sort of thing. Not enough energy to run at maximum speed. Really? Well, we can... Listen. If power's the issue, you've come to the right guy. I've got all your power problems solved. Literally just solved on the spot. Ustreams network. Bypass limit. There you go. Yeah. Make as much as you want. Make all the lithium. All of it. All of the lithium. Alright, so let's go back and once again compare. See how we're going here. Because I do want to get this guy going a lot faster. But we just need to make sure that we're not going too quick. This number's above 500. This guy's above 170 and he's rising. Yeah, he's got a lot of tritium coming in now. Deuterium, we're at 503 already. It does drop a little bit, but then it jumps up, like backwards 1 step, forward 3, it looks like. This guy's still going good. Like, 10 mil we're putting into it. 10 mil! 10 mil! In terms of what that looks like for this one antimatter, it's still cooking. It's still cooking, and it's faster, but it's still pretty slow, I'll be honest. It's quite rough. Let me know, by the way, will I actually get more power out of this if I do the sodium? You know what? I kind of just want to do it because I feel like it is what we're missing. I want to do it. How do we do it? Because I think, oh god, I want to do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Liquid sodium, I believe, is what we need, right? Because I think we put liquid sodium into the reactor, right? Or is it just... No, I think it's just sodium. Yeah. Sodium, superheated sodium, gas, in the boiler. Normal sodium, out of the boiler. Makes sense. And this, I believe, is just water. So there's water and steam as well, obviously, because it cools down. It cools... Or I guess it heats the water into steam, cools down the... Yeah. That makes sense. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio for both of these. You get the exact same amount of water back, or steam back, as you do, like, sodium and all that. Cool. Sure. So, all I need is sodium. We can do that with brine. And an oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what this accent is, but oh my god. We're about to have you know what? We might have the party in here. The party might be happening in here. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for the party. I don't know what I'm saying. Can I put sodium in this? I don't know if I can. I really don't know if I can put sodium in here. I think I can. I've heard people putting sodium in here. That makes sense because there's coolant and heated coolant. But I don't know. I don't know if you can put it in a reactor. You know what? I'll Google it. I'll Google it. Okay. My understanding currently, I should have been AFK, not paused, is that you can only do it with the fission. Now, the problem with that is that our fission, we don't have it running non-stop. Like we just don't. Because it just wasn't worth it. Are we saying it is worth it? Is that what we're saying? Because if it's worth it, it might be worth it. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this. I really don't know. What do we have over here? These are... I'm not sure what type of faces these are. I think these were coolant out, right? Yeah, I think this was steam out, and then we realized we could just, like, directly have a thing on it, which might be on the roof currently. We might have a trash can. We've got one over there. You know what? I think we stick with the fission. Or the fusion, sorry. Just because we know it works. We're currently using it. I mean, hey, if it's an amazing idea, tell me to do it. But I don't see it. We're going to bump this up to, like, 25. But we are burning through all of the brine again. Okay. Alright, so I decided that we need to pump this guy up a little bit. So I've got a pretty good plan, and it should work pretty well. And it's build this guy right next to him. That's currently max size as he currently stands. And if we look over here at the lithium, we're just not making enough. It's just not keeping up. So I'm going to bump this guy up. We're going to make a second one. We're also going to possibly make more solar neutrons just so that we can keep up with all the production. Make sure that we're going good there. And then possibly make some more of those pumps as well. and then I'll pull back. We might double everything, and then I might just double the number in the reactor or something. And that should be good. Alright, making some of these pipes, because what we should be able to do, realistically, is run all of these guys onto a pipe. And that should make things progress a little bit better. So I should be able to have these be there. I mean, one should be able to do it, right? Especially if I set this guy up to be doing like, 10,000 or something. I'm pretty sure that's plenty of heat to power all this stuff. If we want to, we can set this guy up to extract just to make sure things are working. Set these guys to input once again, just to make sure that it is working. So the heat's coming in. Awesome. We will need pipes. Do we have those on us? We actually do. I think that's gas, is it? No. Yeah, it is gas. We obviously want a different type of tube, potentially. No, that's gas. Do we want a pipe? Yeah, we want a pipe. Yeah. That makes sense. So we'll bring this guy over here, and then obviously make sure we set that guy to extract. And so now this guy is getting loaded with brine. A lot of brine. Hopefully enough that he can handle, I imagine. Obviously, the main thing we need to do is wait for it to, fully heat up. 1,080 millibuckets per tick. This guy still has to heat up, but he'll get there. He's getting there. Alright, I set it to 100,000 to try and heat it up a little bit faster, and that does appear to work. I think we can, once he's heated up, if we want, we can lower him. But that clearly does the trick. So maybe we can go to 10,000. Just, we don't want to necessarily be too overkill if we don't need to, right? If we don't need to, and I don't think we need to. The temp's going to drop to what if I do this? Maybe we do need to. I don't know. Maybe we just go like 30,000. 30,000 is pretty good. It's still hot, but it's not 100,000 hot, I think that's a nice little middle ground. Because, yeah, that number's still good. This number's clearly good. Very, very hot in here. And everything else seems to be fine. Sure. In terms of lithium, the pipe is filling up once more. Yep, I'll be back with some solar neutron activators. Alright, so these are done. Once again, this should be an easy upgrade, just by slapping them down like that, grabbing our configuration card, right-clicking both of them, going under here and setting these to extract. That should get everything up and running. They obviously use the sun, so we don't need to worry about any of that stuff. They're currently full because this guy, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do know. I need to get the updated configuration. There we go. Now they're able to output below. That makes sense. So we're all good. Everything's happening. Wonderful. Now with all of these guys running, have a look at this. We still do appear to be A-okay in terms of the liquid lithium department. It seems to be arguably perfect. Oh, that's because he's full. Yeah. Hold on. Is this number going down or up? Okay, this number is going down, which means I don't think we are keeping up, but it's kind of fine. It's kind of fine. Because it's still getting stored somewhere. It's not all just being used, right? Sorry for going so much back and forth, but hopefully it makes sense what I'm saying. Like, yeah, this guy's not full yet, which means I can check this guy instead of checking the lithium to see if we're making more than we're losing, which I guess is literally just checking in here to make sure we're getting more than we lose. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Deuterium's getting close to what we need. Obviously, I need to, upgrade those pumps, or make more, sorry. Which I kind of forgot about. The pumps are a problem. I've heard people complain about making like a crazy amount of pumps and still just like they need more. So I'll tell you what. I'll go set up auto crafting for it. Oh, also, because I'm gonna have to craft a bunch of those alloys again. Let me show you what how I was gonna fix that recipe. So currently, this guy's doing one at a time. Incredibly dumb. Incredibly. I know. Listen. I am well aware. To fix this, we're going to take this out. Realistically, we should take these all out. And I might do that while we're here. So I'll grab each of these guys out. Mainly just those. Like, obviously, the steel and stuff would help too. But I'll leave it as it is at the moment. We're going to chuck these recipes in here. And we're pretty much going to, like, multiply everything we've got. So, for example, I'm going to set this to be 16. I'm going to set this to be 16. I'm going to set this to be 16. Arguably, we could go higher, but I think it's fine like this. And what that'll do is instead of just ordering one thing at a time like it has been doing, it will order, the full 16 at a time. Like what this steel's doing. It's doing 8 at a time. So we should be good. In fact, I think it's 9, right? So maybe I should be doing 18 or something. Yeah, maybe we'll do 18. Oh, God, what was that? What was this used to be? Okay, yeah. So then this is 2. What's 2 times 18? 36. Oh, that's not a 3. What? 36. Am I wrong? I think I'm right. Fingers crossed. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I'm wrong. 18. Oh, I must be typing. Oh, it's because there's a 1 there by default, isn't there? Yeah, I think there is. It's fine. Am I wrong in thinking this is 72? Which means I would actually need some more refined obsidian dust. This is definitely overkill, refined obsidian dust. How do we get 72? I've got to add... It's like what? 8? Yeah, I think so. So there we go. Sure, surely this works. Surely. And I think I do the exact same for all these. Oh god, yeah, that's... yeah, I feel like I'm probably not doing all of this right, but it's fine. So these are going to be stacks. Stacks and 8 is what we need. So let's go alloy, and we want to drag you in there. You're going to be set to 8. This is very overkill, I think. Yeah, well, hold on. No, that doesn't make sense. No, I turned the wrong thing. You're meant to be 18 because that's how much we want. You're going to be 18. And then you're just going to be whatever that was. So that was a 4 to... No. Hold on. I think we need to do 20 for this one. Just because of how the enrichments work. And I think we want to do 5 of these. I think that's how this works. I can't do the number 5. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's how this works. Because 4 of these matched with 1 of these gives you 4 of these, if that makes sense. So I'd possibly need to do the same here. Now 18, and then we need 60 for that. I think this one's fine. I think we've done it right. I think it was just that one was a little bit more, a little bit more complicated. And we'll fix this guy as well to be 18. That should be a simple fix. Just oh god. Alright, so the question is, how do we test this? Well, I click Atomic Alloy, I click Craft 1, it says it's going to craft 18 of them, and we watch in here. So at the moment, everything appears to be at the perfect ratio that it needs to be. Let's see if this guy empties. The 2 extra, yep. A little bit of, overlap with those 2, but that's perfectly fine. Then we have the refined obsidian coming in. Now, there's going to be a decent amount of this coming in, which it's struggling to make. What is that recipe? Yeah, the refined obsidian into diamond. We need more of that. That seems to be a struggle recipe. This one here. Let's bump this one up. Sorry. Let's go in here. We want to set you to be... Oh, it's a similar thing. I need to do a multiple of 8, right? So I need to do like 8 times 3 maybe. So we do 24 and we do 3 of this. So we do 3... and we do 24. I think that's good. I think that works, and I think that's nice. I think that's a good amount to craft at a time. So we'll do that. Wonderful. Run back over here very quickly. Chuck him back in. Might need to cancel these recipes and do them again. So let's order one more and see how it does it this time. Yeah, so now it'll craft... Yeah, this is a much faster crafting of all the stuff it needs. And then... we're good? Yeah, and then we have a bunch of this stuff going. And this stuff, as you can see, eats through a lot. But there we go. That's perfect. Now we have the atomic alloys. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I can go back to my pumps. And we've got 12. That's how much I wanted, which is awesome. Now, what the other thing I was going to do, which is why I mainly wanted to do this, is I was going to order a bunch of upgrades as well. And as you can see, these guys are going to craft a lot faster than they ever have. Because we're able to craft more of this stuff at once. Arguably, we can even set this higher because it's pretty good as it is. It's pretty fast at what it does, but I think we're good. I think we're good. So I am going to place all of these down. All right, I'm actually going to spin them all around and just run a cable through the middle, powered off of one guy here. I think that's just a better idea. It'll save me, placing a bunch of ender gates. And it kind of looks nice. I think it looks a little bit better. I don't think this guy can keep up with everything, so I probably will just place a flux point because why not? Then we can just be like 100% sure that we're doing good. So break this guy, place a flux point, set him obviously to be there. And we can also see how much it's actually using. As you can see, it pulled a lot right at the start there. So each of these guys need filters. I kind of forgot about that. And the filter's actually a little bit annoying to do because we need to craft a bunch of stuff normally. Although this time it looks like we're doing pretty good. I don't know how many I crafted, but we'll see. Here we go. 2, 3. Wonderful. Okay, so these are all hooked up. They sadly are filled with water because I didn't think. Which is it's a sad reality. I didn't think. Instead of pipetting all of them or gauging them or whatever, what I might just do is this. Yeah, I'll just pick them up and place them again. Sadly, that's just, I think, the better option. Assuming they don't hold water, which they do. So that's a bit embarrassing because I just wasted time, apparently. But it's fine. I also feel like I just heard like a tree fall over. I don't know the sounds I'm hearing, but I hear them. Alright, well, we tried. These still have water. Oh, they actually don't. Oh, wonderful. Oh, but do they have the upgrades? Huh. They don't. I don't think they have the upgrades because I building gadgeted them, which is a little bit annoying. But in another way, it's kind of good because I guess it's empty of water now. So that saves me a little bit, sure. Alright, let's go dust. What is this dust we need? Oh, God. For the filter upgrade. We don't have this thing automated. Tin dust. We need a bunch of tin dust. I'm going to click on... Oh, God. I'm going to click on this and order like a few stacks. Alright, well, we're all good now. So I guess that's a positive. Realistically, external storage on top is pretty dumb. Like just a dumb way to do it in general. What we should have them doing is going into a tank. Yeah, I'm just seeing what tanks we have. Yeah, we'll just have it go into a little tank here. So the tank will go, I guess, there. And then place the external storage on the tank. I feel like that makes infinitely more sense. So that's probably what we're going to do. So external storage will be placed on here, like so. This guy's going to be set to be fluids, and obviously it'll be extract only. Then what we're going to do is get some, you know what? I might use these pipes, just once again because they look cool. That's always a good reason, isn't it? So, oh God, we'll break all this stuff. We'll get our pipes, and we'll run them like this. All right, first things first, energy upgrades. So let's go ahead and do those. It's going to be hard to tell whether I've done it or not. Especially since the tooltip at the top, like it doesn't change their storage. Oh no, it does. It makes them do thousands, whereas currently doing like 16. Okay, so I just have to click once. Yeah, gotcha. All right, so as we can see, we're getting a lot more now, about like 4 buckets every time it takes it, which is pretty good. Like four buckets on the dot, it looks like. So if we go back to, oh, not here, back to our other area, hopefully we have a lot more of everything. So if we check in here, we're at 1.2 for the deuterium and we're at 4,000 for the tritium. You know what that means? Time to put the numbers up even higher. In terms of our antimatter, we're actually done, which means I think we have another antimatter, or at least we should. I think we might have a bucket's worth of the antimatter, and yet we don't. Which begs the question, huh? It looks like it broke again, probably because we weren't in the dimension for that long. I'm guessing that's what broke it again. It says we've got what? It says we've got none. Something like, am I crazy? I feel like our antimatter, either the issue is that it's not being stored anywhere. I'm very baffled. Antimatter, we have a very small amount of antimatter, and I don't know where it's being stored. And I think, I believe that's just the issue, is that we don't have a storage for it, and I think we've been like voiding it or something accidentally. I'll tell you what, let's go chemical storage. Chemical storage, we'll go for the 64k, because we should be able to order that. How long will that take, do you think? I don't remember whether this was like a slow recipe. It looks like it's a fast recipe. Yeah, I think we got like the machinery set up to make it fast. Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll go 64k. We're going to partition this guy to only be allowed to hold antimatter. Boom. And then we're going to chuck him in here. And so he's going to be our antimatter storage, and his priority, I'm going to have him be high. I guess. Were we able to change the priority in here? I'm not sure if that was a thing. I'm sure it probably was, right? Maybe. Regardless though, that's where it should be stored now, because it looks like, yeah, none of these other spots had a spot for it. So if I order some antimatter, if I can catch it, like 0.1 millibuckets, that should be craftable. Is that actually getting stored in here now? It's currently not. Okay. The antimatter is getting stored in this ender tank. Sure. Where's the other end of that? The other end is here. It is hooked up below with a storage, I believe. The priority of this, which is set to 0. Higher priority first for insertion, extraction for lower. I gotcha. So, storage bus, storage. Am I crazy then? Yeah, 0.99. Okay. Yeah. So in theory, I need 0.01. And that's a very easy craft. Oh, but that very last little bit doesn't make it. Why does the very last little bit not make it? We have one antimatter. So then I craft an antimatter. Then I craft an antimatter. And that should be very easily done, and we have an antimatter. Well, there we go. Okay. What does this mean? Is that accessible here? It's not. Cool. Antimatter pellet. There we go. Well, you know, we really need this to not be sorted by numbers, right? Because it just bounces around. I mean, it's still bouncing around here. It's bouncing around as sodium comes in and out. Sure. Okay, well, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I think we're good. A few things are going to happen right now. This guy's clearly full of a bunch of power. Everything's going to start filling up with power and stuff. 35,000, that's insane. We can push the reactor further. Currently, we're literally just waiting on all this production to happen again, which is, you know, quite tedious, I guess. We also never did the co-processors. Once again, I don't really know if we needed to, but it is on the table. Yeah, these guys are doing pretty good right now. So if I take these to 8, are they still doing good? They still are. Okay, so if I take these to 16, which was manageable last time, okay, they're not quite. But with that being said, I'm sure it looks good in here. Yeah, we're more into it. Okay. Well, I still feel like this isn't as good as it should be. I think we're good. I think if anything, what we would need to do is order a lot more nuclear waste to just be happening non-stop, right? So if we want an antimatter pellet, right, it requires 8,480. So 8,480 nuclear waste, right? Makes sense. And for the star, I don't know how much antimatter we need. With the compass, we need at least 2. I'm pretty sure we need maybe even 2 more. So I'm going to order 4 extra because we've got 5. We've got 1 already. So in theory, I cancel this. I open this. We wait for the nuclear waste to finish. So we wait for whatever it was that was happening before. Oh god, we're spinning stuff around. Which I think is just whatever was in these, right? Yep, so these are all empty, which means when we look in here, it's a stationary number. I'm going to change this. We want 33,920. I don't know. Yeah. Do you reckon? Let's see the number first. Does this look accurate? 33,000. That looks pretty accurate to me. I think that's exactly what we want. So I'm going to click start, and it's going to craft them. So now, that's just a simple job for it to do. All its job is to do is to just keep these guys filled up. Looks like it can do that. We'll see what happens. So yeah, so if we wanted to, we can increase the production here. Yeah, I think we're good for now for this episode. I'm feeling pretty happy. We did a lot of tweaking, I guess, in terms of the machines that we've got. I think we're looking pretty good in terms of our production. I do want to stress test this antimatter a little bit. If I click order a bucket, it's gonna like have a little hissy fit. What I might be able to do is order 0.1 of a bucket. That might be doable. So I'm going to order that, which will turn this guy on, which it'll absolutely mow through just because of how much power is going in at the moment, which is an insane amount. But then that's the actual amount we're making. We're making 11.2 with our current reactor setup. That's how that works. And so in theory, I can put this up to 30, no problem. And that'll heat up again and make this guy run a bit better. And our productions should be perfectly fine, which they appear to be. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of these in the coming episodes. One thing I've realized already just from this episode, like in hindsight, is after this first initial look at everything, try to find the weak spot. Once we find that weak spot, I think we should stomp it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the second I realized, okay, heavy water is a bit of an issue, we should have made like 40 pumps. You know what I mean? Just made an area, filled it up with pumps, and just fix that issue. No longer a problem. Because instead I get stuck in this little rabbit hole of like, or not a rabbit hole, but I don't know what I don't know. I get stuck in this cycle of like, up the reactor a tiny bit, go fix these things, up it a tiny bit, go fix these things. Now, to be fair, in this specific example, it sort of made sense a little bit because I guess it didn't. The checking the reactor every time made sense because we don't want it to turn off. We don't want it to run out of fuel. But nothing was stopping me from mass upgrading everything and then slowly upgrading this guy, like slowly inputting it. That would have saved us so much time. It would have been so much better. I'll try to keep that in mind for the next episode, for whatever it is. Maybe we're even doing this again. We'll try and just pummel whatever the problem is, so that it's not an issue. Like, oh, the brine's an issue. Max tank, second max tank. You know, like we should have done that right from the get go, and I think we would have gotten a lot more done in this episode. Regardless, though, I did have fun doing it because I guess part of it as well is wrapping my head around exactly what we've got going on. I'm thinking as well. Oh. I think that's because it's all stored in one of these, and I guess it's full. So realistically, we need another 64k. Bear with me. We need another 64k, and we need to make it a chemical doohickey. So we need one of these. And then I'm going to partition this guy to only hold nuclear waste, like so. And then we'll chuck that guy in here, and that might be good enough. Is that going to work? I don't know why it hasn't already. Yoo-hoo! Nuclear waste. I can't take nuclear waste out of this, so yeah, buddy. Go. Oh, my bad. This guy, we'll break him apart. We'll put this stuff back in. We need to get the radioactive, the toxic one. Yeah, radioactive mega storage component. We need this thing. Oh, and we have one, which means I just need to combine it with some junk over here, which should be easily doable, I imagine. And then we'll have ourselves exactly what we're after. Mega radioactive chemical storage cell. Chuck this in here with the... Oh, I guess we can go back here. With the nuclear waste. And now this will be stored. There we go. Now he's storing stuff. Wonderful. He should be able to store a decent amount. Arguably, we do want more of those. We'll definitely look into making a few more in the future. I don't know if we have that set up here. I'll be honest, I don't remember where we set that up. I'm sure it was near. I'm sure it's probably here somewhere, to be honest. Okay, but yeah. I think we're good for this episode. In terms of the title and thumbnail, I don't really know what we're doing. And this is another issue. It's not finishing the result. And I don't know why it's not. It can tell that it's got the result back, but it's just, it doesn't seem to care. I'm also trying to think, in terms of this stuff, what do I do? No, I think we will mass produce it in the next episode, like make a bunch of those. I'm just trying to debate. Nah, this episode's an hour 30 already, and I don't think we've had too much stuff off camera, so it's just going to be a long episode. Anyway, I'm honestly having a lot of fun doing this, so I do apologize if I get carried away doing something that might not be fun for you guys, but I assume it will be, because, yeah. I think I need to have a little bit more confidence in the fact that if I'm having fun, chances are you guys are too, because, I mean, realistically, if you're watching this late into the series, it's probably because you're enjoying it like I am, even though it's maybe a little bit tedious. Or maybe not. Maybe you guys are stuck and you're like, okay, I need to see him get the star, but he's just, oh god. You know, I didn't think we'd get to this point, to be honest. Is it because it's full of power? It's fine. We're dumping excess, so we don't have to worry about this guy blowing up, but I did not expect that. Is insane. Okay. Alright. Yeah, sure. Okay. Alright, well, anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Bunch of stuff in the description if you have any questions. Some of them are answered there. If not, you can ask them below and I'll try to answer them. If I don't, I've still probably read it and felt bad about not answering it. But yeah. Anyhow, hopefully I see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.